Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's SwissMinute15, and welcome back to, well, a special, 2v2v2v2 special, part of the 1,000 subscribers special. Holy moly, 1,000, that's a lot of people, that I have, I'm making. It's going to be 3 parts. It's going to be 2v2v2v2s. This is the first one, and another one. I played so many of them on the Britannia expansion because I wanted to be the HRE in every single one, and I settled on 2 very good ones. I lost a few, I won a few, and these 2 are going to be probably the best, the most entertaining that I think will probably be the best for a special, you know. And but then the third part is a Q&A. There's going to be a link in the description to where you can ask questions, anything appropriate, please. You know, anything about me. Just don't be annoying or stupid, please. I won't like you, and you don't want me to not like you. It's not cool. So just over here you can see I'm playing as the HRE with Captain Visible. We have the team of 2 against, right over here is England as Teutonic Elite and Russia as Lone Hussar. On the other side we'll watch after our 2v2 is the other 2v2 of Wales and Portugal versus Spain. Portugal's played by Whistle Dresser and Wales is Teutonic Cat. He's a little bit new. Spain is played by Legate. He's also a little bit new, so they kind of balance out. And there's also the Hungarians over there played by Koshka. So you can see we're already up for an engagement over here. I already recorded this once, but my sound was down. I finally fixed my microphone. Things got away from the default, so I was not really happy about that at all. Anyway, so what we have is just a bit of a skirmish. Right now, they don't have the greatest line up here. You can see they're sort of stacked, where my crossbows can sort of focus fire down and take a lot of kills, get a lot of kills against these British axemen. Yeah, I mean, by the way, like, I should mention now, just thank you all. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. It means a lot to me that anyone would take even like a minute of the day to watch any of my videos, let alone a lot of them, or a hot seat or anything. So every subscription really does matter. Like, you guys, I love it when you comment. I like to talk to you guys, especially on the politics series. I think it's pretty cool. And just a special thank you out to like Captain Visible, who's always there with like helping me out, especially the top 10s, and like Lone Hussar, other people, all of you who play with me, Black Phoenix, who made my new logo like that, like just as a gift. That's really kind of him. Like, and also just everyone else who ever helped me test, or just whoever joined me in the game and graced me with your presence for a few hours or minutes or whatever. So anyway, thank you all. So as you can see, let's get into the important part of the battle. You can see we got my Gothic Knights already getting mowed down a bit by these dismounted Dwarf. I had to run these guys back. I didn't realize they were so close. These guys fire so fast, and they have such a high missile attack, 11, which is the highest for a bow. I mean, no AP, but still, it's plenty enough to do quite a bit of damage. And missiles from archers are the weakness of these 2-handers over here, especially Zweihander, who are not as quite heavily armored as the Gothic Knights, but he is smartly focusing fire on them. Look how many kills he got just from like 2-3 volleys. Then over here we got the English already rushing forward, it seems. He didn't even want to mess around with the skirmish. They just weren't happy with how it was stacked up. I got tons of kills here with my crossbows, and so did Captain as well. He's also focusing fire seemingly on this Dwarf unit, already down to half. And holy moly, it's already coming in. Like, we got a ton of charging going on. Just a cav engagement right here. Captain's cav is mostly Stratiot, so it's probably not the best for cav engagement. This is the most sad thing I've seen here, is that this unit charged directly into these spearmen, and it gets caught in the fight. Look at them get just mowed down by the spearmen. They're going to rout in any second, too. There they go. Very quick. Spearmen are deadly against cav in the expansion, and they don't take charges at all. They just sort of repel them. And you got my great infantry already coming in the mix, which is perfect situation here where cav is bunched up. This is 2-hander haven right now for my 2-handers. Captain's infantry is not completely upgraded, but pretty focused on definitely attack upgrades on all, and armor upgrades at least on the broken lances. There's a mistexturing on the Venetian heavies. They are actually unarmored, but they look armored. It's vice versa. So if they armor them, they look unarmored. Fun fact. So you can see, like, oh my god, this is running really smoothly right now, I feel like. I already recorded this once with really poor sound quality. Fix the microphone. I think I mentioned that. Anyway, I got some of my cav roaming a bit freely over here, going for some charges, taking out the yeoman archers potentially, trying to avoid these dismounted English knights. And look at the cav from the English coming in hordes. I mean, over here it's just a mess. I got my own general's bodyguard doing a great charge here, actually taking down a bunch of these British axemen. Wow, why does it seem to be moving so fast? Like, really fast. I think we're going to slow it down a bit. Let's go to like 0.6 here, just to keep track of everything. It's going, whew, it's like on cocaine or something. So here I got a bit of a sort of like wrapping around these armored sergeants and English knights. Didn't really form up a line. Not good for Teutonic elite. Also, my two-handers coming in to try to take out his cavalry if I can. My general's bodyguard, I don't even... Oh, here it is. Currently in engagement over here, fighting off some Sarsgaard and early period general's bodyguard. On the bright side, the lines of the English completely sort of melted right here, and I have free reign to put some cav through. You can see these Imperial Knights about to go for a charge. A lot more cost-effective than Teutonic Knights, word of warning. Like, if you think they're better in expansions, they are not. Teutonic Knights definitely are outclassed by the Imperial Knights. Not by stats, but like if you upgrade them, they're about the same price as a Teutonic Knight with an attack, and they do so much more with their armor and everything. And they still got the army-piercing mace. So, my cav doing a bit of number, taking on a lot of the... both factions cav, because Captain Visible's cav died pretty early on. He's got mostly infantry, though. He's got tons of it. He's more of an infantry player in the expansions because it's actually viable to do so. And you can see he's doing fine. He's got his standard in the lineup and everything. Over here, we got a bunch of tons of cav by the Russians over here. And my general's bodyguard coming in for a rear charge here. Going clutch. Come on, do something good. And yes, actually getting a pretty good charge for just the few amount over here. And I keep on saying right now, like, I'm going to get my general out before he dies. And then we have these heavy Vilmen here, and I'm just like, oh god, run away, run away. It was a fun time. And you can see over here, I still got Imperial Knights fighting deep through with Zweihander. The lines do not exist over here. There are no lines. It's just blobs. You can see my Gothic Knights completely healthy right now. About to take on some Imperial Knights, though. And mostly I got my troops pretty safe from any rear charges. His cav isn't really going around. We do have some Sarsgaard here, but they broke pretty soon after coming towards my crossbowmen over here. Look at my... since I only have cav, it's a lot of me doing a lot of the rear charging. Right now, Captain's more of the anvil, taking on tons of troops. Billman, he's got... definitely he outclasses them infantry-wise, which is why he's going to do very well. He's already got a hole through, getting his broken lances through. Ooh, a bit of charge here. Oh, yes. My general's bodyguard should be out here somewhere. Yep, there it is, going in for a charge, just trying to take out these dismounted Dvor. They're very deadly. You don't want to fight them late game at all. So you want to get them out now, because we are winning the infantry fight because, well, oh god, this was probably the most painful moment, is when the English Trash finally got through my lines because of this giant hole here, and I don't have any of a response. He gets a nice rear charge over here, right against my Zweihander. Luckily, Captain does have some returning. I guess they routed or something, or yeah, pretty early on, they're probably routed, and he's getting returned. I also got my own Imperial Knights going in for some kills. And I got to focus, though, on these English Knights that are trying to take down my Pavis while I'm busy fighting. I got some Zweihander doing nothing over here, and some of my Imperial Knights sort of chilling. Other than that, we've got, oh yes, it was a General Bodyguard fest over here. It was just the General Bodyguard from Venice, Captain Visible, my own, fighting strongly, and the Russian General's Bodyguard, all fighting good. And there goes the English General, slain by a Pavis. Go Pavis! They're not OP, but they're still pretty strong. And in a second, we'll see, just watch him closely. Yeah, he's gonna die, I'm letting you know now. This is moment before Swissman's death, because this is technically Swissman 15, the last General's Bodyguard unit alive. He somehow made it out of there, and I'm like, run away, man, but he gets shot by Dvor. That just shows you how powerful they are, even without AP. Killing my General, I can't even imagine. Well, I can imagine. They are very strong. My infantry is starting to get a little bit sparse because my cavalry starts dwindling. I was trying to take on pretty much all the cavalry of England and Russia because the Venetian cav didn't last long besides the General's Bodyguard. So now we have England pretty much almost free reign cavalry-wise. Though his general is dead, I'm just trying to focus fire on him and try to limit his growth. And if you hear anything like right now there are doors opening, probably might have to pause this. I think I will, so hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I am in college, so I do share a dorm. I do have a roommate and everything, and I'm in a suite right there with the RA who is right nearby. So just a word of warning for anything. Seemingly the music went away. Okay, it's back. It's back, and it's better than ever. So you can see Captain is now cleaning up. Bunch of routers over here. General's Bodyguard and 11 troops is ready to run away. I got my own Gothic Knights actually coming in for the kill, hopefully to take out the General for ever and ever. We can probably go back to 1.0 now. As you can see, we pretty much won this fight. I took a lot of casualties taking on the English over here, and I had a lot of troops also committed on the Russian front side. So, because I had to get all my cav here and got some of my infantry to help them out. And there are my Gothic Knights coming in clutch, capturing the general of the Russians, and a nice charge here. Oh, it depresses me to see so many troops die. And see how fast it's going? I find it like very odd to be going so fast. Other than that, we pretty much win. Now this fight really hasn't started much. All you really need to know is that there are some Knights of Santiago that got shot by Pavis, the Pavis of the Portuguese. The Pavis just sort of skirmished here. Mostly just a unit here dying or two of the Spanish Pavis and also two of the Portuguese Pavis, and nothing beyond that really has come into fruition. You can see the Welsh are lining up their Swathier here along with the lines of the Portuguese, which somehow ran all the way this way. He really tired them out. They got him a little bit of a marathon run, like Captain said in the top 10 infantry. Get your conquistadors on a marathon and they'll just be warmed up while other infantry will be winded, apparently. So yeah, you can trust their stamina. Yeah, we are pressing the attack. So me and Captain coming in victorious on this side, and now it seems the Spanish are rushing not longbows, they're crossbows over this way. No movement by the hussars yet, and the trebuchet. No shots really came out that were really positive early in game. Just like 2 Pavis died. First time I recorded this, I actually went back and too much time. I realized that you really don't miss anything but some Pavis getting shot and some Knights of Santiago. So we got some mail knights by the Welsh, sort of running away from this blob of Chivalric Knights, but you're about to feast your eyes on a wonderful moment of where the Swathier really just start eating up this cavalry. Their longbows, there's so many of them because they're in units of 75, and they just eat cav like nobody's business. I'm waiting for the really good volleys. Let's see. Yes, here we are. Just wouldn't it suck to be one of these cavalry, how you already just lost all these men and just standing here 5 from one volley? And then it comes in 2 seconds later and you're already down to half of your unit size. It's really depressing to be one of those cav units. It seems now the Spanish are rushing over. I don't know why he's bringing over, why he's meeting them over there. I guess he wants to protect this hill, but they haven't moved their archers besides the Swathier, so there's nothing much to worry about. And that leaves all these crossbows vulnerable because there's really no infantry protecting, which Kochka over here really capitalizes on and captures them with all his hussars and his General's Brigade of Knights Hospitaller. By the way, the rules for this was no musketeers and max 2 Hospitaller / Templar. By the way, my window's open, college, crowded area. If you hear anything like that siren that just went off, I apologize, but I can't control everything anymore. I am in a community of a couple thousand people. Yes, I think the entire undergraduate campus is 13,000, but some of them are off, so there's at least half that live on campus, like freshmen, sophomores, and some juniors, and a couple seniors. So the Portuguese Knights are the main cav. I don't know why Portugal went those. They are cheaper than other cav, but they're not the caliber of the Knights of Santiago or even the Conquistadors that are just so fast. It seems he's going to go for a charge here. Over here, he did go for a charge. It wiped out the sword and bucklermen almost, but in the end, he just routed because the General's bodyguard came in. I think it was not a worthwhile charge, really. And that actually was. Taking out tons of conquistadors over here. And he's actually going to pull out, probably successfully, take a few casualties, but that's something you are definitely willing to take if you are the Portuguese. And then over here, another charge. He's just sort of going hammer, just straight up hammer. Don't even need an anvil. He's just going straight into them. That was not as good. Ooh, what? Oh, yes! We missed it. I saw it last time. The general of the Hungarians, I'm sorry, I'm just stammering now. The general of the Hungarians ran straight into these Morganic spearmen. Of course, they are alone, but they're sort of in Schildtram. You can't charge them all. Spearmen, especially Morganic spearmen, are a deadly place for any cavalry to be at, unless you get a really good flank charge. And they're not in Schildtram, but they seem to be sort of in Schildtram, so I can't even tell if they are. But unfortunately, the Hungarians lose their general early on, which sucks when you have Pavi spearmen who have no stamina and no morale whatsoever. If we look over here, the battle has yet to begin. We got a bunch of Marinoid spearmen forming the frontal lines, pretty cheap, so definitely able to be wasted. Most of the Welsh cav is pretty much dead at this point, besides the General's bodyguard. And now we actually have the Conquistadors coming in first. I probably would have sent in the Sword and Bucklermen, but here's a problem. When you're fighting Spearmen and then this pike line afterward, you don't want to fight head-on. That's how you die. Yet Legate's going in for it. You want to try to expand your lines. He should probably wait for the Hungarians to come in, because they are cleaning up these Morganics. There's going to be tons of routing. You can see he's actually cleaning up this entire unit. Just look how when you just literally just got mowed down. So just be careful. Oh, I do hear more stuff going on outside. Anyway, so okay, I'm just making sure, like, if anyone comes in, like my roommate, I don't know what his schedule is. I'll just pause the video, continue at a later time, but I'll note those cuts. I'm sorry about that. Again, in college. And what a great rear charge by the Portuguese Knights, trying to engulf these guys. They're getting pounded by spearmen, so they can't really even get many kills at all. But somehow these conquistadors and Federal Knights just don't even care. They're not phased. And now we have a full-on frontal engagement, and at least, if you're going to use these Crowed Axemen, go to the flank. Don't send them in here, because these guys are going to rout and cause a chain rout. You don't want to engage these kind of spear and pike walls with just straight-on engagements, because you will lose. You want these kind of rear charges, like with this General's Bodyguard early period, coming in. Look how many you will kill. Ooh! The catapult's coming in. There's about... Oh, one Morganic died. Wow, that actually routed the entire unit. I really hope they cleaned it up. Oh, okay, that was unfortunate. The trebuchet of the Hungarians just killed some of his own General's Bodyguard. Awkward. But as you can see up here, the Spanish infantry finally have been completely wasted of. We got the own General's Bodyguard taking on these puppies, and the lines are sort of melting. They have lost the cav engagement, besides some Knights Hospitaller. But just look at the infantry engagement. They played into their hands, really. Visceral Jouster loves his pike lines, and if you play into his hands and just walk straight into it, you will certainly die, because he knows what he's doing. He won't have the best cav. Like, he'll probably get lesser cav because he doesn't seem to be a cav player, but he'll still use it quite effectively, as I've seen him do. Ooh, at least the catapult's doing something. I guess that counts for something. We do have the General's Bodyguard of the Portuguese taking out the catapult, finally. A little bit too late. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They have won the infantry engagement, and since the Hungarians don't have any general, all these troops here that are coming in tired and late to the fight are not going to be able to last too long, especially when they have these spearmen and pikemen who just cleaned up the other side. They're just a little bit too late. When it comes to better late than never, apparently this is just a little bit too late to be better than never, because they are doomed to die. It's definitely out of the favor of the Hungarians, seemingly all that's left. The Spanish mostly dead. Yeah, they are the allies. And he just charged into pikemen, and that's not really good. Though these Aventurers are very expensive pikemen, like, they're hard quality, and with armor upgrades, they must have been a fortune, but apparently Visceral Jouster is just getting his money worth out of them. Spanish General's Bodyguard is pretty much all that's left for Spain, besides some pavis and scraps of units up here that are routing, like these dismounted conquistadors. Other than that, we do still have some of the Hungarians fighting in this forest against some Sathier, maybe? Or Morganic still. Wales really lost a ton of troops. His entire Marinoid spearman line was cut down, really. But doesn't matter. The relief force of the Hungarians is just too little too late. You can see he's got 43 spearmen routing. He's pretty much dead. And now look at that. 13 Hospitallers. He's got his early period General's Guard, pretty much all that's left for him. He's going to go for maybe a charge or two. At this point, they're pretty much done with the fight. It's just them trying to clean up. And the Spanish and Hungarians trying to do their last-ditch efforts to, make a point. Like, oh, we're not going down without a fight, but we're dead anyway. Brave last stands. He's got his trebuchet. He's still walking it. Right now, I would have stopped it and tried to get one last shot directly in that giant unit of Aventuros for the glory of Hungary. And look at the massive amount of units he's got routing, because they're so tired, and he's just got no general. Really, these guys went on a marathon. They've really tired out all their units, besides these Morganics, who are just not ready to be tired at all, and also the Aventuros, who walk pretty fast because they're pikemen, so the rest of their units are running. These guys are already tired. The dismounted Portuguese Knights. Other than that, nothing too much going on. It's definitely in favor. Clearly going to be Visceral Jouster and Teutonic Cat versus me and Captain. We're just sort of chilling on the hill, waiting for the battle to be over. So let us speed up a bit. You can see, I don't know why Visceral Jouster at this point is using his entire infantry unit as one cohesive unit, which he does fine in the early game, but after that it's not kind of useful, because he's sending everything at this one and everything in that unit. Eventually there's going to be a nice Pavis unit from the Hungarians, I believe, up here, and they're just going to get so many shots off, because all the infantry are running this way, and all get tired running up the hill, but still. They just got these scraps units up here. Let's go to 2.0 at least. Nothing too much going on anymore. Again, also, by the way, link, description, go to it, ask me a question. You can learn anything about a Swissman, anything at all, anything that isn't too nosy. You should know your own boundaries. You should probably be able to guess my own. I don't know what they've been doing. Those 60 Pavis, completely healthy unit, just sort of hiding over there. Pops up pretty soon. I hear a lot of locks opening. So pretty much all the cav that is left of the Portuguese, just this one general's bodyguard, very tired, literally just the general actually, no other units in him, and he's just got, well, I really hope there are no troops inside of him. That would be wrong. Other than that, we've just got some scraps of Hungarian infantry, tired and shaken, probably not going to last long against this giant force that is going directly uphill without a fear of anything. They're going to rout probably right now. Ooh, yeah, look at me go. I'm like predicting the future. I mean, I did watch this before. So we do have the Pavis over here. They're going to get some kills, but again, it's just a consolation prize at most. The rest of these troops are really not doing anything. Knights Hospitaller completely exhausted. Oh, there goes the Welsh general slain. That's always fun. Poor guy. Why do I feel like it's running so fast right now? I don't know. And we do still have the general's bodyguard of Spain, very tired and off in the distance, not really doing anything. So we can speed through this again. They just route all of this pretty much single-handedly, no issue or question really asked about it. He's tiring out, like, he could just probably use the pikemen to take on these guys. He doesn't need his entire infantry force to take out 60 Pavis who are tired. If you see here, look at, he's going to get a ton of kills. Me and Captain were cheering at this point. We're like, yeah, watch those Aventurers die through their armor and everything. We were very happy to see it because, not much of our own concern. We want to watch them die. But he nevertheless runs straight up the hill, and we're like, okay, this is going to be the last volley he gets off. And it was rather disappointing because they fire up in an angle. Doesn't really get any kills, maybe one or two. But we were even more surprised when they're still fighting, and they get this last volley off directly point blank into the Aventureros and watch like 6 of them fall down. Captain and I were having a great time. We were in a voice chat while we were playing this battle. Back in home. Now I'm in a dorm. Don't know if you know. It is swinging towards the Empire. So this battle was really close. Portugal coming in clutch for the team. Teutonic Cat still doing pretty well. He's just got scraps of units left over. Of course, he's not the most experienced player, but he is pretty good, and he knows the game-ish. I mean, I don't want to be like... He knows what he is, and I appreciate him playing with me and joining us, because... he's got, like, when I first met him, he was pretty newbie. He's gotten much better. Proud of his growth, I guess, as a player. Anyway, so right now, me and Captain are just sort of waiting. We do end up going all the way here and, like, staring point blank at Visceral Jouster's army and the remnants of Teutonic Cat, because we're like, he says he's really tired, he can't really fight, and we're like, well, we're already gonna win anyway, so let's just give him a few minutes to regenerate. So I'll bring you guys back when we actually begin the fight. You'll see our lines up here, and Captain me here, and then Visceral Jouster will form up here with his one general's bodyguard, completely exhausted. So I'll bring you guys back right then. Okay, welcome back. We're just about to end up executing Portugal over here. I mean, it's pretty much no chance for him. You can see I've just got scraps of infantry left, 8 cavalry, and the rest are Pavis. Captain's got tons of Pavis, a good line of infantry, and still his general's bodyguard. So we definitely have the advantage over just some organic spearmen on either side and a bunch of pikemen and tired infantry. But it was a good fight, and we were just like, okay, we're going to execute him. It's going to be great with all our Pavis. Going to be a lot of fun. Visceral Jouster was just sort of like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, kind of screwed. Of course, there is some cav, the general's bodyguard, and also general's bodyguard from Hungary still waiting. They just sort of decided, hey, we're going to get as many kills as we can before we die, which is amicable at best. So, again, guys, this is just part 1 of 3 for this 1,000 subscriber special. And again, thank you all who have subscribed. I find it very flattering. So the next battle is also really fun. I think it's on Irish March. It's my second favorite map in Britannia, this being my first favorite, and also the best expansion being Britannia, because I get to be the HRE, woo, and everything's balanced. So we start firing here, and just, Oh my god, look at how many troops just died in the first volley over on this side. I think my crossbow's about to get their first volley off. Meanwhile, I get my cav going around the back because we can probably just rout them with like 2 charges. And these Zweihander, they don't have a scare trait, but they're pretty damn scary anyway. So I do get a charge here. Probably gonna mow these guys down. Oh no, 1 cav died. But we do take out the entire Conquistador unit, which was beautiful to see. And we're taking on these pikemen before they can take down their pikes and stop us, which is wonderful because I don't want to lose it. As I want to save every last troop. They mean a lot to me. I love my Zweihander and Gothic Knights. You can see getting a wonderful rear charge over here, right in the back of these Portuguese, and that just causes a rout here. The entire line just breaks because of all the tired, dismounted Portuguese knights. They're not having the fight. They're running in units of 15. You got the Organic Spearmen running, and now you even got the Aventurios and Conquistadors, and the entire line just capitulates. On this side, the General's Bodyguard finally takes a stab at my Pavis. Poor Pavis. They didn't ask for this, but they're getting it anyway. They're going to get mowed down a bit. Ooh, there goes the General of Portugal, slain by the Standard of Venice. But he's finally completely vanquished. I mean, his infantry line was gone anyway. They just didn't have the stamina or the drive to stay in the fight. And finally, we just have the General's Bodyguard of Spain coming in, charging in kind of an empty area, but deciding, these puppies decide, hey, let's run into where they're charging, because that's a smart thing to do. And I got my own 2-handers coming in to save the day. Zweihander, who break the General. Zweihander are very terrifying units. Trust me there. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all who have subscribed. It means a lot. I keep on saying that, but it's very, very true. I just recently checked, and I do have like an even 1,000. I don't know if it changed in the time being, but I hope I can upload this before it's a little bit like outdated. That'd be awkward. I'm gonna try to upload it tonight. Anyway, you can see I've got the most kills here, and not the most captures. That goes to Visual Jester. He's like a jailer. Go him. Did very, very well carrying his team. Teutonic Cat doing pretty well. I mean, again, he is a bit new, but he played very well. Getting tons of kills is a very great use of his savior. GG to Legate and Kochka. They did a great job fighting off. They had fought a really close fight. Kochka using one of the more underpowered factions of Hungary, getting tons of kills, which is impressive in itself. Captain also doing well, getting tons of captures as Venice. You know, Venice. I'm the HRE, so of course I have like an advantage just being that faction. Lone Hussar getting tons of kills. He doesn't take captures. He has no mercy. There's just 3 lucky guys who survived. I mean, we freed them, so yeah. Teutonic Elite not doing his best. He never really got to form his lines because of my 2-handers really broke up his formation, and they just sort of came in. It was a blur for all of us, and it was a bit of a hectic fight over there. Yeah, so it was a very good battle. Thank you all who played, GG all 6 of you. Thank you all for watching, but also over here, let's just quickly check out my unit, units, and how they did. 88 by some Knights, that's very good. 74 by General's Bodyguard. I think there was 71 kills by Gothic Knights for an infantry unit. That's phenomenal. I've never seen that happen before. 85 by some Pavis Crossmen. So all around, all my units performing really well. I mean, this is my best faction, and it's one of the stronger factions in the expansions, but they do have their weaknesses, like Wales. Wales is the ultimate weakness of the HRE. Followed by like France and England. Those 3. Any longbow factions. Russia also a good contender against them. Sometimes the Byzantines, not necessarily though, because they do have infantry that can stand up to them. Anyway, thank you all for playing. Also, in all the other 2v2v2s that didn't or will not get uploaded, there is one more. Again, part 2 of the 3 for the subscribers special. Again, ask the questions in the Q&A link below. I will remember to put it. I forgot to put it in the last video, so I'll have to add that right about now. But anyway, thank you all for subscribing, watching, and I'll see you all in the next part of this special. Probably going to be uploading like the next day or 2. I'll see you all then. Goodbye, my friends.